Welcome to the Midsummer Classic series of Grape Juice God, where we are on the campus of South Florida State College in Sebring, Florida, for the third annual We Believe basketball camp. Man, it was so much fun, and I'm excited about sharing it with you. Here at the We Believe basketball camp, we get an opportunity to work with youth from the areas of Sebring and Avon Park and our wonderful Academy of Walker Memorial. These kids come in and they receive the best training in the world. How do I know that? These guys are my friends, ex-college teammates of mine that went on to play professionally, pastors that I've worked with, and this year we had a very special guest, my very own sister. So some of you may be asking, what is the We Believe basketball camp all about? So it gives an opportunity for young children to play basketball and also learn about who Jesus is. Every single morning we have worship, and it sets the tone for what we're going to do in camp. You see, we believe that God is greater than all of our problems. One of the biggest changes that we added to the camp this year was having our students transition into the classroom and get social emotional training. None other than Mrs. Spann, she was able to take the kids, work on deep breathing, as well as challenging them to think about how to treat each other in a sports game. So how do I interact with someone who doesn't pass me the ball? How do I interact with someone who doesn't like me? And so these skills can not only be seen on the basketball court, but again, they transition into life experiences. The kids would have never been able to experience this if we didn't have such wonderful sponsors. So I want to give a shout out to all of our sponsors. The Florida Conference of Seventh-day Adventists, Zach's Barbecue Pizza, A Place of Our Own, and a very special shout out to Advent Health. One story epitomizes everything that the We Believe camp is all about. Take a moment and listen to the words from Judah. Okay, welcome to the We Believe basketball camp. I'm here sitting with my good friend Judah. Judah, tell me your first and last name.
My name is Judah Shari.
Judah Shari. Judah Shari, how are you enjoying the basketball camp so far?
I think it's great. I love the challenges we face here.
Okay, what are some of the challenges that you face here at this camp?
The coaches, they keep us moving and doing our best, and they pick us up when we're down.
I love that, Judah. Thank you so much. Well, one of the most interesting things about Judah is how we met. And I was actually in the city, and I saw this young lady, and she needed some prayer. And she was walking. She was feeling kind of hurt. And I was like, hey, ma'am, do you mind if I pray for you? I'm a pastor. And so I ended up praying for her. And while I was praying for her, Judah ended up walking by. And what did you say to me, Judah, when you saw me?
I said, can you please lift me and my friends up for prayer?
Wow. And immediately we stopped in the middle of the street. We held hands and we just prayed. But then I also did something that was very spectacular, I think, anyway. I invited you to what?
The We Believe basketball camp.
That's right. And so he showed up. Judah showed up. Do you know any of these kids in the camp?
Yeah, I know one of them.
You know one of them. What's one of the best things that you learned from this basketball camp?
The defense.
The defense? Why is the defense so important, Judah?
Because to get on offense, you need to be on defense first.
I love that. Well, one of the best things about Judah was his heart. When I was walking and after I prayed for Judah, I was like, Judah, do you need anything else? And he was like, no, I don't need anything. I just really wanted prayer. I've never seen a young man that age, your age, come up and ask for prayer just out of the middle of nowhere. And the fact that you told me you were a Christian and you love God. Why is God important to you, Judah?
Because he protects me and wakes me up every morning.
I hope that this has been a good experience for you and that it continues to be a good experience for you. Welcome to the We Believe basketball camp, and I hope the rest of your week is fantastic.
You too.
Any last words to the people that are watching about God or the camp or anything?
The camp is great.
All right, I love it. You guys heard it. All right. All right, welcome to another episode of Grape Juice God. Again, another day here at South Florida State College in Sebring at the We Believe basketball camp. We were having a good time. I'm so excited to have with us today my dear friend. This person knows me well. They grew up with me. They know all of my bad secrets and the good ones. Leanne McFadden. Now, Leanne Spann. How you doing, Leanne?
Good.
Leanne is my sister. She's my sister, so we grew up. Most people think we're twins.
Yes.
But we're not twins. We just look a lot alike. We want to welcome you to the Grape Juice God Podcast.
Yes, finally.
Finally. Hopefully you're not going to bother me. We don't have any grape juice because we're on the basketball. We're on the basketball court, and I'm afraid that we may spill it on the court, and this costs money, so I don't want to do that.
We have to cheers another time.
Another time. So thank you, Leanne. How's it feel to be doing a podcast with your brother?
Oh, it feels good. Been watching what you're doing, proud of you. So it feels good to be honored to be here.
All right. Good. Welcome again to the We Believe basketball camp. So we're going to jump right in it. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you actually do for a living.
All right. Well, I've been a school counselor for over like 22 years. I think this is my 22nd year that I'm going into this. And I've done all ages from kindergarten to high school to the collegiate level. And I also am a licensed clinical mental health counselor in the state of North Carolina. And I have a private practice called You Grow Girl, where I focus on just empowering young women. That's always been a passion of mine. It's just to empower young women and so people can be the best that they can be, coach themselves to greatness. And so, yeah, that's kind of what I do.
So tell me, what made you want to go into counseling and empowering the youth? What was the inspiration to that?
Well, both of our parents are educators. Our family, we have a lot of people in our family that are educators. And so as I was going through school, I went to Southern Adventist University and I was in the education department. I realized I want to work with young people, but I don't exactly want to be in the classroom.
Okay.
And so I said, my advisor said, hey, why don't you try school counseling where you can still have a direct impact, but not being a teacher in the classroom every day. And so that's how I got into school counseling education,
All right. School counseling. No one wants to be in the classroom for too long.
Yes,
is that true?
That's true. I'm going to take my hats off to teachers.
I ran out of the classroom, though. I loved it. But, I love the area in which you transitioned to. Now, tell us exactly about, you have a terminal degree in psychology or?
I have a master's degree in counseling, emphasis in school counseling and clinical counseling. Okay. I did both. And then I have an educational specialist degree in advanced school counseling. Okay. And so it's just me, I kind of wanted to take it up a notch and advance my skills.
All right.
Yes.
So you said you graduated from undergrad, Southern Adventist University.
Yes.
With the counseling, how do you mix your faith in with that, or do you do that, I should say, in working with the youth?
Well, that's just one of the modalities that I offer. Of course, the clients, they have to ask for it. Okay. But I don't know. God is just so good. He knows that that's my passion. 90% of my clients have asked for that faith-based counseling. And so it's just really getting them to know whose they are. Okay. I think, when people come into counseling, they're hurting. They're seeking some type of help, assistance in life and navigating, transitioning. And so it's just really helping and teaching people, and especially women, whose they are, that you are God's. And that's how we start. That's the foundation.
Okay. Do you have any difficult things about working like that and then trying to keep your faith at the same time?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It can be definitely difficult because as you rely on your faith and my belief system and my morals and my professionalism is everything is God, and I tell my clients that I can't have that bias is going in if they ask me not to use that modality, that Christian modality. But like I said, God is good. That's my client base is Christian. I do Christian therapy. And so it's just really getting them to understand that there is someone greater than us, right? There's someone, God, who can take care of us. I often joke with some of the women that I work with, if we all, women, men, children, the young adults I work with, if we can understand whose we are, that's half the battle. It's a mental warfare. And when people are dealing with anxiety and grief and depression and things like that, we just have to keep God as the foundation. Okay. So it's really just helping them build that foundation of whose they are and how do we navigate this world being a child of God.
Well, this is a funny thing that I want to know. Now, you have all of this education, but yet you didn't work on me mentally, and I was walking around here like a loot. No. But tell us a little bit about growing up with me. Did you ever see me becoming a pastor?
I did.
Really?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I
All
did.
right. All right.
I always knew that Rodney is in how we grew up. We have our older brother Tony, Rodney, and I'm the youngest. And they always say there's something about that middle child that's a little special. But indeed, he definitely I feel like you definitely was special. He was always Tony was our tough one.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And Rodney was always like the not sensitive one, but the calm, well, in spirit.
Okay.
People didn't often see that.
Right.
But I knew that you were, and Rodney used to like to sing a lot, right? And so he always would sing, and I just knew there was something special, and definitely that you were gifted in the music area.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I definitely could see you because you were courageous.
Right.
It takes a lot to step out there and totally commit yourself to Christ and lead others to Christ. And so you've always had that courageous spirit about you. So yes, I think I saw that. Yes.
So now recently we've had an opportunity to kind of work with you, and you're a first timer at the We Believe basketball camp. Why was it important? Because I can't remember if I approached you or you approached me first. We knew we wanted to do something. This is our first time actually doing some ministry together. Why was it important for you to be able to work at this basketball camp?
Well, I think it's just important just to support your sibling. You know what I'm saying? We have done most of our life together, and as we've gotten older, we live in our different places, But when you said that you were doing it, I was like really interested because, I kind of do that in my part of the world,
Sure.
And so I was like, man, but you've incorporated Christ in it. And I don't know how we agreed to do it, but I was so honored that you wanted me to do this. And we wanted to focus on mental health and mental wellness, because that is such an underrated topic, especially as you're talking about Christian and young people. That's taboo now, but I think we're bringing some awareness to that. And so I was just so honored that you asked me, and this is such a wonderful thing that you're doing, and then I believe in you, right? So we have to support each other. Yes.
Well, since we've been at the camp, the kids have been loving you. I just got to tell you that. And Leanne brought a slogan. She actually brought a slogan here. Can you share that slogan that you've been teaching the kids every day?
Yep.
And you can walk around the gym and you hear them, strong mind, and they'll yell back,
Strong
game. And then you implement a strong game with
strong faith.
Strong faith.
Yes.
I love that. Where did you get that from? I mean, we adopted that because it was just so powerful. Where did you get those words from?
Well, I was thinking about, how can I incorporate that mental health without putting mental health awareness, or we kind of call it social skills for a minute.
Right.
But if we think about it, as we talk about my counseling, everything is about the mind. It starts in the mind. I think, therefore I am. So every thought, everything we do starts in the mind and then translates to the heart. And so if you could have a strong mind in the things that you do and following Christ and living life, you're going to have a strong game, whether it's basketball or any type of sports that you play, or the game of life.
Love that.
That's strong, And then strong faith. Today we incorporated that because I wanted the kids to know you can do all things through Christ that strengthens you, And so we said you have to take it back and connect it back to your faith, which is our God,
Love it. One of the things that we do is rotations at the camp. One of the rotations is going into your classroom. After they run around this gym, they actually go. I saw them doing some deep breathing and things like that, some exercises. What are some of the things that you're doing with the kids in this at this basketball camp? And then tell us why it's important, even at a basketball camp, to do some of these things.
Yeah, because if you have a strong mind, strong game, you're coaching yourself to greatness. And you can't do that without Christ, which is one of the things I love about this camp, is that it is Christ-focused and Christ-centered. And I think I just want to speak positive things into the kids. I think that's what we're talking about, how words are important, the spirit of having a growth mindset, a fixed mindset, and that they can do it. And I think we start off with a calming moment, because I believe that prayer, calm moment is where kind of you can see God. When they're not having the guided calming moments, they can take that away and say, what, I remember that I can have a calm moment, center myself with Christ. So we start off with that, and then we go into different things about teaching them how to be a good team player, positive, how to think positive, how to know and believe in themselves, which is the name of the camp,
Love it. So we've watched them for a few days. We've watched them grow. What's one of the best things that you've enjoyed about this We Believe basketball camp, just being here as a first timer?
Yeah, just to be honest, every day I work. I'm a school counselor and I work in the public school system, you know,
Sure.
so that's not already readily to share my faith. But to be able to talk to young people about Christ and connecting that back to our mental wellness and mental health, and having a God, you know, God esteem, I think that's really, I'm really enjoying that. Like these kids they really do love Christ, you know, and so it's just being among fellow believers and encouraging them and talking about keeping their mind strong.
You actually have your own ministry with the You Grow Girl.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about You Grow Girl?
Yes, You Grow Girl is it's actually a part of my private practice, and also soon to be a nonprofit organization. My statement is, an empowered woman begins with a confident girl, and so we can get the young girls to understand they can be confident and empowered. Then we have people who are walking around with strong minds, and they know who they are. I'm big about knowing who you are and who you are, and that's what the goal is of You Grow Girl. Grow in faith, grow in love, and grow in grace.
The secondary reasons of why you came down here was to visit me so that we could spend time together. Around last year, our mother had a stroke, and she lost a little bit of her memory. She has early onset dementia, and we're trying to process that. It's almost like she's here, but a part of her is not here. And you recognize that, and then you came down like to kind of spend some time with me, not only just doing the camp stuff, but so that we could kind of process and be able to heal. So on this show, we give people their flowers, you know, and so I don't have any real flowers. It's David's fault. He was supposed to buy them every episode, but you didn't do it. Anyway, I want to give you your flowers for coming down here and allowing me to process that. And I'm still learning how to deal with that. I know you felt like it was important for us to just spend time together. For those people who may be going through the same thing, why is it important to be around a loved one during that time? And what's the significance of that?
Well, first of all, you know, the goal of the enemy is to isolate you, you know, and so when you have these thoughts, it's like, you know, oh, I can't share them. They're not going to understand what I'm going through. And especially even though we're siblings, we're going through the same thing. We're both going to process it differently. Like you're going to take it a different way because you had a different relationship with mom than I had a different relationship with mom. And so isolation, from a personal experience, I know is not the key, but the enemy will tell you that. He will whisper that to you. But when you go through something like that, you realize how important time is, and you realize how important family is. And the enemy will do anything he can in moments like this to allow us not to be one and be on one accord, because it's important, because it's hard. You know, I think we kind of talked about yesterday that it is a kind of grieving process, because you know, we don't know her. She's still here, but, you know, it's not the same mom. And so
it's like a part of her is gone.
Yes, exactly.
Trying to process the fact that we'll never get that back.
Yes, exactly. So. And trying to process the new, you know, how do we navigate that? But it was important because to get our family together and, you know, process it together and just talk about it, because it is hard. You know, a lot of people who are probably people who are very closest to you and I and Tony probably really know, you know, what we're going through. And so we have a very small circle. So just to be able to close in on this circle, give each other support.
I want to ask you this. I don't know if I asked this earlier before. What made you go into, we were raised with educators, so what made you want to go into counseling?
I'm very quiet on the outside, just in general, unless you really know me, I'm very quiet. And so I have a very strong sense of discernment. I will say that. I know that God, you know, when God calls you, he equips you. And I had always a very strong sense of discernment. I feel emotions. Like people don't even know. Sometimes I'm not talking, but I'm feeling and I'm seeing everything. And God just, you know, was just ushering me in that area, because it's something that we don't like to talk about, you know, our feelings, and we think, oh, we could just pray, just go ahead and have a good prayer, you know. But mental health, you can have Jesus in mental health, you really can. You can have Jesus and a therapist. And so I think God just gave me that disposition, that discernment, just to hear people and what they're saying and what they're not saying.
I don't know if I ever saw you being a school counselor. I did think you were going to be a teacher, because everyone in our family is either teachers, educators in some way, but I love what you're doing. So on this show, we do give flowers, and I just have to say this to you. I so appreciate the fact that you came down here to be with me, But I want to tell you, I think you're an amazing counselor. I think I know that many children have come into your life. You've affected them in a positive way. As I watch you, you're my baby sister, but as I watch, one of the baby sisters.
Yes.
And I've watched you grow, and I'm just so proud of the woman that you've become. So I want to let you know that I love you. I appreciate you. I want to give you your flowers right here and right now. Let everybody know on Grape Juice and God. Tell us about your family.
I have an amazing husband, Anthony. We've been married for, it'll be 10 years next year. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And we have 2 kids. We have Gabe. He's 16, which he's actually here, too. We thank you for the opportunity to give him an opportunity to come and be a junior coach here.
Yes, Gabe's a junior coach. He's been doing an amazing job.
He's a baller. And then we have little Isla, who she's 3 years old, and she's actively running around here having fun as well. So,
Man,
love family. Yeah.
So I believe what you're doing at this camp should go out to other camps. If someone wanted to get in contact with you, how could they get in contact with you? Give us your social media handle as well. So someone and You Grow Girl website.
Yes. You can go to yougrowgirlpllc.com. You should be able to look it up. You can also look me up, Leanne Spann, as, again, counseling with my counseling. And my email, again, is yougrowgirlpllc@gmail.com. And that's the same handle for Instagram.
One last word I'm going to give you. If there's a kid in the Sebring, Avon Park area or anywhere in Florida who would need this, tell us why they need to be here at the We Believe basketball camp.
Because I believe this is something different. I believe that God is here, and I believe that any young kid who wants to know God, incorporating sports, and just being in a faith-based atmosphere for the summer, this is the place to be. You say you give me my flowers, but I'm going to give him his flowers on his own show. That this is an amazing camp, and the community that you have brought together. I am so proud of you and so proud of the man that you have become, and this is just an amazing camp, and the kids are learning about Christ and just being all-around sportsmanship. And I think that you learned how to be good in sports, you can learn how to be good in life. Strong mind, strong game. So.
I love that. Strong mind, strong game,
yes.
Strong faith.
Yes.
This has been another episode with one of my best friends in the world, my baby sister, Leanne McFadden.
Thank you.
I don't have any grape juice to give you, but can I give you a hug?
Yes.
All right. To view all of our content, subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook and Instagram at McFadden Ministries.